Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our first speaker today, Bill Lee, otherwise known as Life Coach Bill.
Thank you, Richard. What you're going to discover today is how your thoughts can work for you. Has anybody ever heard that everything is created twice? Everybody ever heard that saying? We got a few. Good. You're well read. The floor, the carpet I'm standing on, it's been created twice. The seats you're sitting on, created twice. The lights, the ceiling, the railing, the lectern, the clothes you're wearing, everything's been created twice. This whole building has been created twice. You know the first place it was created? Somebody had to think of it. Your mind's very powerful. Everything starts there. Power of the mind and the thought. So remember that everything has been created twice. Now that's material things. What about the physical thing? So what we're going to do today, as Richard had said, I want participation from the group. This is how this works. So what we're going to be doing is some visualization. We're going to be painting pictures in our mind. And any of you that are skeptical, not sure about doing things, I still want you to participate. So if you're skeptic, can you just leave your skepticism on the floor for 40 minutes? And you can always pick it up when you're ready to leave. But I want everybody to join with me in this. And we're going to take you on a couple little journeys, and I want you to fully participate. So can I have you stand, please? And if you're able to stand, please, and at any time, this first part's only going to be about 3-4 minutes, then you'll be able to sit down. And if at any time in that 3-4 minutes, if you feel uncomfortable or uneasy, you can sit back in your chair and join us from there. So I want you to stand, put your feet about the same width as your shoulders. Have your hands by your sides. Close your eyes. Take a couple deep breaths in and out. Just feel yourself relaxing with every breath in and every breath out. A few months ago, you received an invitation. It's an invitation to the opening ceremony of the tallest building that's been built in Edmonton. And the grand opening is today. And you're dressed in your finest to go to this affair. You're at the beginning, you're at the front of the building. You're on the sidewalk, and you're ready to enter, but before you enter the building, I want you to look up, and look at how high this building is. It is the tallest building you've probably ever seen. In fact, it's so tall you might feel yourself getting a little dizzy. So you bring your eyes back down, and you notice some people are starting to walk into the main doors. And you walk and you join these people. And as you get in the foyer, in the lobby, there's all kinds of sayings, there are all kinds of signs showing you the way to the top floor where the celebration is. And you follow some people and you go into this nice elevator, and the doors close, somebody pushes the button to the top floor, and away you go. But as you're traveling in the elevator, you notice how the smell of the elevator, how clean and crisp it is, how new it feels. It smells like a new car, but even better. In a short period of time, you hear the ding, and the doors open up. And you're greeted with a smiling face, and somebody calls you by name, and you come over, and they've got a name tag for you, a gold-plated magnetic tag. And they spelt your name right, too. And they place that on your chest, on your gown, give it a little tap. And as you turn around, the room seems full of these crisply sharp waiters and waitresses, and in black and white, the white shirts and the black pants and dresses, black shoes, black ties, and they're carrying around these big platters with wine, champagne, beer, whatever you like. And lo and behold, they have your favorite drink. You take a sip of your favorite drink, and then you notice all kinds of hors d'oeuvres spread all over, people walking around with these hors d'oeuvres. Help yourself. And even the waiters, they call you by name. The room's full of dignitaries, important people. The movers and shakers of Edmonton are there. The mayor's there, all his council, all the businessmen, the main businessmen of the city area, sports celebrities. You're rubbing shoulders with the best, and they are happy to see you. They call you by name, ask you how things are going. You feel pretty important. You feel pretty important. So after a while visiting, you notice there's a glass door, small door, looks like it's leading outside. So your curiosity gets to you, and you go over to the door, and you look through the door, and you realize there's a balcony off this top floor. Not a very big balcony, but a balcony big enough to hold a nice group of people. So you decide to go through the door onto the balcony, and you're the only one out there. You walk to the middle of the balcony, and all of a sudden, as the door closes, the sounds change. Sounds are different. You're so high up, you can hear some traffic, but it sounds so different. And the smell, the air is crisp, cleaner, refreshing. And the view is spectacular. You can see for miles and miles. You're the highest point in Edmonton. You can see over top all the other buildings and way off into the countryside. So your curiosity gets to you, and you decide, I'm going to walk over. You're going to walk over to the edge of the balcony to have a better look. And so you walk over to the edge, and as you grab onto the railing, you realize, oh my goodness, there is no railing. What I thought was a glass railing isn't there. Oh my goodness, you just about went off. So you back up. Back up into the middle of the patio, into the middle of the balcony. Take a deep breath. And I want you to come back to the room and open your eyes when you come back. Come back to this auditorium. Once you're back, you can sit down. Now, who enjoyed that journey? Good. It gets better. So being in the celebration room on the top floor, how did you feel? Did you feel important? Did you feel good? Did it make you feel good? Good. Okay, what about when you walked onto the edge of the balcony and there was no railing? How did you feel then? Terrified? Terrified? Anybody else other than terrified? Panicked. Yes, panic. Panic is right. But where were you all this time that you were in fear and panic?
Right in this room.
You were right in this room. All right. Another question for you. What was your body, your physical body, doing when you realized that there was no railing? What happened to your vital signs? Yeah, they jumped, didn't they? You bet they did. I'm sure if you took a heart rate higher, everything would be higher. But yet you were here. Your body was safe. But your body reacted because of?
Your mind.
Yes. Just like our friend Morris up here. I'm going to take you back. This time, you can just sit in your seats. Here's some rules. I want you to have your feet flat on the floor, width of your shoulders. Lean back in your seat. Feel comfortable. Yeah, hands on your lap. Close your eyes. Take another deep breath. In and out. We're just going to go right back to the balcony this time. I want you to feel yourself, feel the cement floor underneath you on the balcony. I want you to smell that air, hear those noises, and look at that view. Everything is the same as it was when you left. There is no railing. But the one thing different this time is you can fly. You have the power to fly. You have the ability to fly. But I do not want you to leave the balcony. But you sure can walk out onto the edge of the balcony now that you know you can fly. And if you're comfortable knowing that you can fly, you can throw your feet over the edge. You can dangle your feet. You can do all kinds of things. Maybe you want to do a headstand while you're on the edge of that balcony. Take advantage of that power that you have. Enjoy it. Feel it. Feels good, doesn't it? Okay. Come on back to the middle of the balcony. Take another deep breath and come back to this room, right here back in the auditorium. Open your eyes. How did that feel? Better. Well, yeah, better. Did you feel a little invincible? Like you're in total control? Did anybody feel that way? No fear. No fear is big. No fear is big. And what do you think your body was doing? I think your body enjoyed that. I think I was watching you sit in the seats, and when you were going to be on the edge of the balcony, you actually straightened up in your chairs. You said, hey, I'm invincible, eh? Yeah. Let's do this one more time. Close your eyes, sit back in your chair, feet on the floor. Take another deep breath. Let's go back. Let's go back to that balcony. Once again, you're the only one on the balcony. There's nobody else there. Parties going on inside the building. Now, the building is built really well. Really well built. But the balcony that you're standing on was an afterthought. Really wasn't engineered that well. And as you're standing there, you start to feel it feel uneven. It's not steady. And you start to see cracks coming in on what you're standing on. And all of a sudden, this balcony is about to collapse. It's going to give way underneath you. Do something, save yourself. Save yourself now. Come on back to this room. Open your eyes. What happened? Okay, who was scared? First, who was scared? Put your hands up if that scared you. Okay, I got about a third of you got scared. Felt the same as before, like panic? Yes? Who did not get scared? How come?
Well, because I was thinking I have to go back. So rather than get scared and panic and freeze, I knew what I needed to do to get out.
You just went back into the building.
That's right.
Okay, good plan. Plan of action. No, not yet, not yet, not yet, girls. You're eagerly ahead of me. There's a man that remembered he could fly. Who remembered they could fly? Here's, this is cool. This is really cool. Some of you were totally scared, forgot you could fly. The other ones remembered they could fly, so they felt they had control. But the scenario was exactly the same. Same balcony, same thing, same. But you had a different thought, and you had a different feeling in your body. Those people that thought they'd fly, hey, no big deal if this balcony collapsed, I'm all right. Other ones, well, they were back to fear like they were when the railing gave way. That's what thoughts can do to you. Would you like to know how to have that feeling of invincibility, the ability to fly, the knowledge you can fly? every day for the rest of your life? Would you like to know that? Hands up. Yeah. There's some steps to this. Steps that weren't available for our friend Morris. The miracle man here only had himself and his own vision in his own mind, what he wanted to do. I will walk out by Christmas. Even though the doctors and nurses were constantly telling him otherwise, he chose not to listen to them. And he was able to heal his body. To get your wings and to feel invincible, to feel as if you can fly, having a coach helps. A mentor, a guide, somebody to support you. I'll give you an example. Who went to grade 12 in school, from grade 1 to grade 12? I presume everybody did. I hope everybody's hand is going up. Either you're lazy or what's the other? Okay, you went to school, and it had everything there for you. It had the books, had the desks, had the library, it had the computers, the chemistry lab, the gymnasium. It had all these facilities for you, didn't it?
Other than the computers.
Oh yeah, you old ones. I wasn't talking to you guys. There is some younger people in the crowd. For you guys, they had them small little chalkboards and chalk. But you had the supplies. My point is, everything you needed to know was in the school. And the other thing you had was a coach called a teacher. What about if you went for 12 years of school, went 12 years to that same building, that same place, but there was no teacher? How much would you have learned? You had a few of those teachers too, eh? My point is, if you have somebody that makes you accountable and explains things to you that you just can't seem to absorb off the paper, that's what you need. You can listen to lectures like these and read books, but if you really want to get ahead, get yourself a coach. Listen to the words you say to yourself and to others. Words are so, so powerful. If you remember what Morris said, he says, I will walk out by Christmas. Very definite. He didn't say, I wish I could. I'm sorry, I'm in my plight. I don't want to be here. Very focused. Very focused. He had things he wanted to say. Give you an example. When we were raising our family, my daughter, 2-year-old daughter, she didn't want to use a sippy cup anymore. She wanted a nice glass for herself of milk every meal. So we pour her a glass, and you know what I say to her? Don't spill your milk. And what did she do? Spilled her milk. You see, your subconscious and a young child are very, very close. We still have a subconscious that hears what we say. Don't come home late. Well, they do. They come home late. I want to get out of debt. All I hear is debt. Your subconscious is, what, debt? Get more debt. I want to lose some weight. Anybody say that to themselves? Oh, your subconscious doesn't hear. All I hear is weight and gives you more of it. What you want to be is slender, fit. I want my daughter to enjoy her milk. I want my daughter, instead of coming home late, come at 2 o'clock home. Be specific, be positive in what you say to yourself and others. I was in a speech contest, an impromptu speech contest. And I think most of you know how that works. They call you out of the auditorium, they stick you in a small room, and by the luck of the draw, you get picked out to come and do your speech. You know, everybody gets the same title, same question, you have to answer it. I was one of the last 2 to be picked to go out of the room. This girl from northern Alberta and I were in this room, and she started talking. Small child, she was getting nervous just like me, waiting and waiting and waiting. And then she says, can you imagine if you got up there and you do a complete blank? Well, I'm looking at her. I said, what? So I back up. I don't want any of those vibes. And then she starts going on. What would you do if you had to? I'm backing off this lady. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm putting in, I'm good, I'm great, I'm fantastic. I'm shoving stuff into my head, quick. I didn't want none of that contamination to get in me. And thank goodness it wasn't long. I got hauled out of there and I got up to speak. And the question was, is everything fair in love and war? Well, so I said, well, I've never been in war, but I have been in love. And the audience laughed and away I went. Guess what happened when she got up there? She froze. She stood there and stood there. And eventually, after 15, 20 seconds, she walked off. Careful what you say to yourself. Surround yourself with positive information. Listen to good things. I'll give you an example of what was happening to me. I was driving here. And I don't know if you noticed, but the roads were not good, especially out there. They were just pure ice. My car was doing this all the time.
Better tires, Bill.
That wasn't what I was thinking. When I was driving, I was listening to the news and everything else, and I just felt myself tense up, tense up, tense up. And so I says, no, enough of this, and I put on some good music. Here's the point. How many times are you told that your balcony is about to collapse? When you listen to the news, newspaper. You get it everywhere. How often are you told you can fly? How often does somebody come up to you and tell you, hey, man, you can fly. You got the power to fly. In your daily life, how often does that happen? Hardly ever. You got to be like Morris here. Think of it yourself. And that's pretty well true. The best support is yourself. So surround yourself with positive information. If the news is, if you don't like, you can tell. This is easy to tell. If you're in an environment and you start to feel yourself start tense up and you start feeling that negativity, get away. Be like me. Get away from that. Put some good stuff in. Change the channel. Now, hang around positive people. You folks here are very positive because you've joined a good organization. And how many are staying because of the positive influence your friends give you? My point. My point. They lift you up. They make you feel good. Find others to do that. There's a saying, you are the average of the 4 people you hang around with the most. I think it's maybe true. Thank goodness we have these cell phones and everything. It expands our horizon of the people that we can be around with. Find yourself positive people. Do what you love to do and love what you're doing. Now, doing what you love to do, pretty good. If you love what you're doing, that's the easy part. But if you're doing a dirty job that you don't like, that's a little harder. How many have a hobby? Good. And why do you do it? Fun. Feels good. Keep doing that. But the problem that we have is, what do we do when we're doing a job we don't like? Where do we find the love in what we don't like? What did I hear? You're absolutely right. I discovered that as a parent. I don't know where you guys are going with this. I maybe had a different idea. Yeah, they eventually left home. But in the meantime, my wife would leave, and I'm a redneck farmer, and I didn't think that was my job to change diapers. But it didn't take me long to realize that I better go through that uncomfortable experience because it brings me joy in the end. I didn't like that smell, and I didn't like that howling going on. So to solve that problem, the easiest thing was get in there and get that dirty job done, and life's back to harmony again. So do the same thing in your life. Find that harmony wherever it is. Find that good stuff. And it can be anywhere. Even if you're at a red light and you're late to work, there's something you can see that puts a positivity and fun into what you're doing. And this one is probably the most important and probably the least done. Be the air under someone else's wings. Help somebody else. Be that teacher. Pat that person on the back. Encourage them. Say words of encouragement that you'd like to be given to you. The more you give, the more of what you have given comes back to you. There's a saying, if you really want to learn something, be a teacher of that thing. You want to learn how to fly? Encourage others to fly. This one is really powerful. So if you can remember these things, you too can walk out by Christmas. But I have one more thing. I have a gift for you. Do you remember when we were talking before about the power to fly, and some of you wanted to fly and I wouldn't let you? Would you like to have that experience? Let me lead you into that. All right? So once again, sit comfortable in your chair, feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes and take a couple good deep breaths. Relax. We're going to go back to that balcony. In the balcony, you're all by yourself, and the balcony's nice and sound. Everything's safe. You feel very comfortable there. You know you can fly. Smell those smells again. Hear those sounds. Look at that view. And before you leave the balcony, I want you to know that I will allow you 30 seconds to go wherever you want. In the world, the universe, be anywhere you want to be. You have total control of where you want to go. And don't worry, I will let you know when your time's up to come back to this room. So walk over to the edge, take that big leap, and enjoy yourselves. Go fly. Now, wherever you are, keep those feelings that you're experiencing right now and fly right back here into your seat. And open your eyes. This gentleman's quite confused. He has no idea what's going on. Now tell me, what did you experience? How was it? I want you to keep that feeling for the whole day. And remember, it's the thought that counts. Enjoy yourself.